Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. I am fine as well. So, as discussed earlier, today we are going to learn about John Galsworthy's quality. Okay, so let us just know a bit of Mr. John Galsworthy. He was an English novelist and a playwright. Okay, so John Galsworthy was an English playwright and a novelist. So, as we all would like to know the meaning of quality, quality is anything that deals with standard, right? The quality of something. We often say, is it bad or good or something? So, here in this story, we are going to deal with, you know, the quality of shoes. Okay, we will see how a shoemaker deals with the making of shoes. Here we'll find the name of the shoemaker as Chesler Brothers. Okay, so to tell a brief tale of the tale, that is the story, we would like to say that the story is written by John Galsworthy in the year 1992, which is about a German shoemaker whose name was Chesler, Chesler Brothers. Actually, there were two brothers. The lesson deals with the hard work and compassion and dedication of the shoemaker. It also shows the outcome of excessive dedication put for any work, which is the loss and death of a person. That is, by the death of the shoemaker, we'll find what happens at the end. Uh, so, in this story, we'll not only, see what happens when an artist uh, is giving his 100% for his passion, he's compassionate for his work, he's eager to do his work, and he doesn't even let anyone touch his shoes while making. Here we'll talk about a shoemaker artist who is very much keen in making shoes. He uses the best leather and he puts his best effort in order to make or mend shoes, right? So, in order to start off with the story, it's very essential to know about the basic theme of the tale. The basic theme of the tale, as I told you, is the commitment of one's work, commitment of one's passion. Every worker is an artist if he or she loves his work and is totally engrossed in it, that is totally, dipped about with it. The Jessler brothers' commitment towards their work is really touching. For them, the struggles, the hardships are nothing as long as they keep doing their work. As we'll read the chapter, we'll see that how much they put into their efforts while making the shoes. And you will see, once we study the chapter, you will see that they give their 100% while making the shoes, and they don't even let anyone touch the shoes. And they make it with their own hands, taking their own time. But, in this world of marketing and advertisement, we'll see the bad fate or the bad end that happens to them because of the world of advertisement, you know, because they never went for any advertisement. Their only advertisement was their hard work, their hardships, their commitment, their, honorable work of mending shoes and making shoes. Their honesty and everything was or were their advertisement. They did not spend a penny on advertisement. So let's start with the story. The story starts with the description of the boot shop. While any other shops had their shoes broadcasted everywhere as an advertisement, this Jessler brothers did not showcast much. They made shoes only when they got orders and they bought the best quality of the shoes. So The story starts with the description of the boot shop, where on top we find the nameplate of Jessler Brothers, as you can also see in the story and the picture, and a few shoes were only displayed on the window rack. The brothers made shoes only on orders, which I said. The shoes made by the brothers were very long lasting and were the best of their kind, you know. They put their best in order to make the shoes, as I told you, and they used the best quality leather, and they were very, very, very long lasting. Yes. Mr. Jessler was very confident about his work and the quality. So they never compromised with the quality of the shoes, and he was very confident about the work he had done or the work he used to do. So it was difficult for him to accept any sort of complaint for his work. And if at all there were any complaints, you know, anybody brought any complaint, he would at once, you know, return back the amount he has taken for the faulty shoes. If at all there was any fault, there were hardly any fault, but if at all, he would immediately pay back the money that they have given for the faulty shoes. He could look at the shoes or boots and tell of the quality and of the ones made by him. So immediately looking at the shoes, he was very confident that whether he made the shoes or anyone, or of which shop, you know, and the quality of the leather used. So we can well see that he was very thorough with the kind of leather and with the kind of work he used to do, right? Even though he was brilliant at his work, he hardly got any work, as in the market there was competition with the branded shoes or with advertisement, and people tend to buy them more than theirs. Thus, he was facing short of work and also money as well. Why? Because they hardly showcased any advertisement. As I said you earlier, they did not show any advertisement as such, so people knew very less about them. Though people knew that their shoes were very, very, very long lasting. And here the author got to know about them from a very tender and a small age while he used to go to the shop with his father. Nearly round about 14 or 15 years of age, he was very sure of the maker of the shoes of this shop. 2 years later, the author found that one part of the shop was sold. So, as they did not get much work, they had to uh, sell off the other part of the shop because they had a scarce of money. There was a scarcity of money with them, and thus focused on their lack of work. You know, because they had to focus on their lack of work, because even though they were very honest, they were very hardworking, they lacked work because people preferred this, you know, ready-made shoes, and they used to go for advertisement. People go for shiny looks, you know. So the shoes that were, you know, placed properly and everything on the shoe racks for the other shops and for the advertisement, people used to go for that. So the author ordered for 3 pairs of shoes. So immediately the author knew that he would be shifting to some other place of London. So he ordered 3 pairs of shoes so that those shoes he knew that they would be long lasting. So he ordered 3 pairs of shoes so that he could carry them along. His next visit after returning from London was a couple of months after. The elder Chesler brother had already died by then, and the only person alive was the younger Chesler brother. But he looked much aged by then, and he was very slow in his work by then because he could hardly get to eat. They had lost all money, you know. So then and there the author ordered 4 more pairs of shoes. Okay, and finally, what happens, we'll see that a week later, when the author comes to take the order of the shoes, that is, in order to take the shoes, what he finds is that the Chesler brothers' name was gone from the shop, and there was an Englishman at the shop sitting there. The author got to know from him, that is, from the English person, that he had died out of starvation. That is, the young Jessler brother had died out of starvation. Even the Englishman appreciated the work of the Jessler brother. He said that he sat over his work till the last and had no time to eat even, and thus died out of starvation. He also did not have a penny in his house. All went in rent and leather. All were surprised how they lived so long like this. He was a man of character and made good boots. You see, if he was not a man of character, then he would not have, paid back the money for the shoes that came faulty. Yes, so we see that he was a man of good character, and also he made good shoes. He made great shoes, which were very, very, very long lasting. But even then, he lacked work, and even then, he lacked money. And therefore, all his money went for this rent and for good leather, because he never compromised with the kind of leather he was using. He never compromised with the honesty of work. He never compromised with these things. His first priority were all these factors, right? So we are done with the chapter. We see that the end of the Jessler brother was very sad, and the end was really not to be the end, right? So as we are done, I hope that you all will be able to do this question time. This question time is for you all to prepare. I want you all to write this in your copy and get yourself prepared, right? I want these 5 questions in your copy, the questions to be written and also their respective answers to be noted down, yes? So I guess the story is very clear to you, and it is a heart-touching and mind-touching story, right? So I end the story, and thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you very soon.